Morning, everybody. So we'll get started with a little bit of breathing. So we'll do Nadi Shodhana straight up. So today's class is going to be a lot of spinal twists. So that's the main focus today. So we're going to hold some poses longer than others, but just depending on which twist it is, how long we can hold it. So spinal twists are very detoxing. So you know, if your digestive system changes today, this is why. So enjoy the feeling of the twist anyway too. It just really releases through the back. So we'll start with Nadi Shodhana. So peace fingers in between the eyebrows. Block the right nostril, inhale through left. Block left, release right, exhale. Inhale right. Block right, release left, exhale. And just continue through in your own time, your own pace. Just attempting to go deeper and deeper on each inhale. Just taking your time on every exhale, just releasing. Air slowly. And then just release the hands when you're finished. Come into deep breathing, both nostrils now. We're going to move into Kapalabhati. So that's the breath out. We're just going to do 3 strokes of 20 only. So just 20. So 1 stroke is 3 of those, 3 sets of those. So when you're ready, just go through it in your own time, but make sure you have a breath or 2 in between. So inhale. Exhale. Just making sure you focus on the belly button coming in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Ready, just laying in Shavasana. So just relaxing from the breathing first before we move into the next pose, but the next pose is from this position. Just try and connect to Ujjayi breath, so that breath that you just hear the sound in the back of your throat as you're breathing in and breathing out. Try and attempt to learn for this to become natural in your practice. You just think deep inhale, long slow exhale, Ujjayi breath. Just keep thinking that in every practice. So we're going to ease into the spinal twists. So bring them bend the knees up and bring them into the chest. So with this, we're just going to hold here, just bringing the knees into the chest, just to sort of get the hips a little bit more awake, pull into the chest. nothing too tight or major. Roll on the lower back if that feels good. And when you're ready, we're going to release the hands. So pull the knees into the chest as much as possible. Release the hands and drop the knees to the right hand side. So nice, simple one to start. You're going to feel why we start simple. You'll just feel that tightness in the lower back perhaps. Looking out to the left, if you feel comfortable doing that. Just, this is a good place to start really connecting to the lower part, to the breath. Just a couple of minutes. Side in this stretch just to begin with. So if you're looking across to the left arm, try and bring the chin around towards the shoulder. So just keep working that ear to the floor. You're going to get a really nice stretch in the neck. Really want to start any stiffness in the neck. It's the last 20 seconds here. When you're ready, bringing the knees back up, bring them into the chest again. You can grab and bring them in if you like, or just work them into the chest. And then when you're ready, drop to the left-hand side, nice and slow. And then looking out to the right, if that feels comfortable. Breathing. This is always a good place to practice, because this isn't a pose that is too intense. So practice the breath, practice the ujjayi breath, pace of the breath. Just set yourself this system, I suppose, of ujjayi breath, deep inhale, long, slow exhale throughout the class. Just set that up right now. Minute to go. And when you're ready, just going to come back, bring the knees into the chest, a squeeze. and then rolling up to a seated position. We're going to come onto all fours into cat-cow. And while you're in cat-cow, while you're in the position of cat-cow, go through some cat-cow. It's nice, easy one. Chin away from chest and chin to the chest. And then we're going to twist in this one here. So come back to a neutral position. Bring that left hand closer towards the right hand. So it doesn't have to be right next to it, but more in towards the center of the body. Bring the right hand up. Reach up as high as you can and then scoop underneath. Bringing the shoulder onto the floor. Head onto the floor. And that might be enough of a twist, so we're looking at upper spine. Or you can bring the left hand up and reach around to the inner thigh. And hold it there. So it's a good neck stretch as well. It's a good spine twist with more upper spine. Nothing much to do other than just focus on the breath. These poses aren't too intense, just to start off with, but we get a really good twist up the entire spine, just with 2 poses that we've done. So it'll get us prepared to start going a little bit deeper. Last 20 seconds. And when you're ready, slowly coming up. So bring the right hand back up, reach up as high as you can, and then drop the right hand down where the left hand is. Pick the left hand up, and then just come in through the other way. Scoop it under, left shoulder on the floor. You can either keep the hand on the floor, the right hand on the head's down, or reach up and reach around. That's good. Last 30 seconds here. When you're ready, release. Then just slide forward. Once you come back around, slide forward into crocodile pose. And just rest in crocodile pose. Just want to rest that spine. I'm going to come into some deeper twists now. So when you're ready, don't keep the feet apart, but bring the tops of the feet to the floor. Bring the hands to either side of the body, near the chest. Then bring the elbows in, and just depending, so come up into Bhujangasana. We want to come all the way up. So depending on the tightness of your back is where you place your hands. If you're tight, just come a little bit further away from the head, so you can stretch your arms up. Okay, so just work out what's the best position for you right now. You're going to squeeze the glutes, and we're going to twist to the left-hand side. So bring that chin as close as you can to the left shoulder. And once you find that spot, just hold there. Keep squeezing the glutes, pushing the hips into the floor. That's going to give you a lot more support. Keep bringing the chin towards the shoulder. Keep straightening the arms as much as you can. The right arm is going to want to bend, and that's okay. Just make sure the left is straight. Pushing the hips into the floor, squeeze the glutes. Really nice twist. If you feel any pain in this one, just come straight out. It's quite a deep twist in the lower spine. Bringing that chin towards the shoulder. Push that right hip down now and twist a little bit more. So it's the last 20 seconds. So push the right hip down and release the left slightly. And twist a little bit more. And when you're ready, coming back to center. And then doing the other side, so getting set up. Then twisting over, looking over the right hand side. Get that comfortable place, squeeze the glutes, bring the chin towards the shoulder, right shoulder. Keep pushing the floor away, pushing the hips into the floor, tops of the feet into the floor. Last 30 seconds here. So you can just push that left hip into the floor, release the right slightly. Straighten that right arm, bring the chin closer to the right shoulder and look over a little bit more. A deeper twist will come up to the middle back. Just under the back of the rib cage is where this one gets you. And slowly, slowly untwist, really slow. Come back into crocodile pose and relax the back. A good 40 seconds here, relaxing the back. And just with all our twisting poses today, just make sure you take your time coming in and out. If you don't feel comfortable, always come out and go back in again. You're going to feel pretty amazing after this series of twists. When you're ready, help yourself up. Come on to all fours. Just move into some cat-cows. Really nice and slow. Feel what's happening in the back here. Feel the tension building up from these twists. So what we want to try and do is release that tension through cat-cow. So it's going to be a little go-to every now and again. And then come back to a neutral position, step the left foot out. And we're going to come into, I think it's called Lord of the Twists or something like that. Make sure you can see your big toe over the knee. We're going to twist to the left-hand side. And you've got many ways you can do that. If you just need a twist like this, just do this. If you want to come into prayer position, do that. Or if you want to bring the hand down onto the floor and twist that way. That left hand can come around if you like. And twist. So whichever way is comfortable for you, but get a twist. The breath wants to speed up through all twists, but particularly this one because we're pressing against our internal organ, our abdominal organs. So the body's wanting to go into fight or flight. So just calm breath down. This works with balance as well. You probably feel your ankle moving around, all the little muscles twitching and switching on. Try and keep you twisted and held up. And if at all you're struggling with constipation, at the end of this, if you've got some trifla, take some and it'll be gone. When you're ready, slowly come back. Just place the hands down in front of you because we'll have a rest between these two poses. And then what I want you to do is just stretch the hamstrings. So straighten the leg out as much as you can. Bring the toes up towards the shins. Just stretch through the hamstring. It's a good time to get the breath back. I don't know about you, but my breath is just all over the shop just with that, the twisting pose, a deep twist. Just work with just calming yourself down, getting the breath. So come into this hamstring stretch to the deepest you can go right now. Hold there for 3 breaths. Slowly come back up. We're going to switch sides. The right foot comes out. Just getting prepared. The twist to the right. Try and get that stomach as close as you can onto the thigh there. You're pushing down on it as you're twisting that left hip flexor forward and around. So that's what you're working towards. Work with the breath. Slow the breath down to start calming yourself down. Connect to that vagus nerve. So the slower you breathe, the more you're going to connect to the vagus nerve. Seconds left. Come to as deep as you can go right now. And then come back to center. Stretch through that right hamstring. When you're ready. And then releasing and coming into Shavasana. Back. Just after that really deep twist, a good minute here. Just allowing the hips to reset, but we're also allowing the blood flow to go through the abdominal organs before we start squeezing them in. When you're ready, we're going to move into the next pose from there. So it's Gurudasana, legs in this pose. So what we're doing is twisting our legs and then twisting our spine. Okay, so what we want to do is bring the right leg up and place it over the left thigh and try and get, look, so you can straighten that left leg a little bit to try and get the toes as far under calf muscle as possible. Reach around to the shin, that's great. And then work that heel back up. So just do the best you can. So if you can just twist at the thighs, just twist at the thighs. Then we're going to come down to the left hand side, keeping the arms stretched out. So now what we're doing is compressing the hips and twisting the spine. Okay, so we're also opening up through the joints, so the knees and the ankles. Try and have those shoulder blades flat on the floor. We're not in this pose for too long. It's quite intense on the joints, so we don't want to be in it for too long, so it's just a minute pose. Feeling crunching in my back. It's good crunching, so it's a really nice way to release through the lower back. Just keep working those shoulder blades to the floor. That right one will always want to come up. It's so twisted in the lower part of the body. You feel that release through the upper glute, the right hand side. It should start releasing. Slowly come up, and then just go straight over and drop them to the opposite side. Just the opposite side, you're going to get a completely different type of stretch here. Outside of the left hip, you should feel it. Maybe left glute. The twist of the spine isn't as intense, so we're just really stretching through that hip. Still working the knees and the ankles. Try and keep those shoulder blades. It's easier to keep the shoulder blades on the floor for this side. Just another 5 or 6 breaths here. And coming back up. Slowly release the legs. You should feel that release in the knees. So stretch the knees out, just give them a little bit of a shake. And then we'll move into the other side. So bend the right leg up, bring that left thigh, that left leg over the right thigh. Stretch the leg out, the right leg, and try and get that toe underneath the calf. I can't do it on this side, but the other side. And then come down to the right hand side once you've got to the best of your ability. That shoulder, the left shoulder wants to come up, so always try and coax it down. So that's where we're getting the spine twist by keeping the upper body nice and flat on the ground. Out to the left if it's comfortable, if not, just relax the chin towards the chest. Pressing those hips now. So stretch through the lower spine. When you're ready, slowly make your way up. Then we move to the other side. So drop the knees to the other side. It's going to be easier on the upper body this time. Shoulders will want to knee, the two knees down as deep as you can go. Chin to chest, you can look out to the right if you like, or just look forward with chin to chest. That's what I'm doing. Then completely different stretch. Feel deeper in the hip and the glute here. And you're ready, slowly coming out. Stretch the legs. into Shavasana, allowing the blood to flow back through those joints. You feel that sensation in the hip, in the knee, in the ankle. When you're ready, bring knees into the chest and have a nice squeeze and roll on the back. 30 seconds here. And when you're ready, we're going to roll up to a seated position, and we're going to come into a standing position. And with the standing position, we want the feet as wide as possible. You can stay low like I'm doing now. It's okay to stay low in this one. Feet as wide as possible, hands down in front of you. So we just want to stretch through the hamstrings before we move into the twist. This one, they're getting more intense, okay? So this one's a little bit more intense. We stay there a little bit longer. So get yourself comfortable. And there is an option here to use a strap, okay? So I'm going to show you that option. But the full pose is this one. So we just walk to the left and we grab the right hand around the ankle. Try and bring that right elbow to the floor. And then we're stacking the shoulders. So you can bring that left hand there, or left hand up, or over. I think I'll just keep it here. And we're stacking the shoulders. So why I say the strap is you can wrap it around. And you can use that strap instead of wrapping around the, you call it, ankle. Okay, so it might be a little bit easier, it might not. It's up to you. So just come into that position. Balance is a big thing, so make sure you're balanced. And you might just only grab the ankle and the elbow towards the floor and hold there, and that's enough. You're going to get that twist. But the deeper you want to go, work that left hand up, so you'll see it. I'll do it this way. So you can keep the hands here, and then just start working that hand up until you get a little bit deeper. It might be today. Deeper. So there's a lot happening in this pose. So, you know, we're in a really nice inversion, hanging upside down. We've got the hips opening up, stretching through the hamstrings. We're twisting the spine, getting into the hip flexors. So there's a lot happening. So if you're a little bit uncomfortable, that's okay. 10 minutes on the side. Really. We find the twist, we're not in the poses as long because they are really intense. Try and straighten those legs as much as you can. 30 seconds to go on this side. If you don't want to look up and over the shoulder, drop the head down so you're looking down towards the floor. The intensity on the neck can be a little bit much. Keep getting those shoulders stacked as much as you can go. When you're ready, release. Come down and just relax by dangling. So you just want to dangle down and relax on this side. In the middle, I should say. Then we're going to work to the other side. So work around, use what you need to use, get there, get to that position, you'll feel the difference on either side. This is so different from me on this side. Just take your time to twist the spine. Don't come straight into the final part of the pose. Just take your time and get that deeper twist. Feel the difference. Last 20 seconds. So go as deep as you can go, if you can't go any deeper. And then slowly come out. Coming out, coming back onto the floor, but just come in a seated position with legs out. And we're just going to shake. Coming into another twist that you might be familiar with now, then the final twist you'll love. So this is the last of the intensity ones. So bring the legs out. Oh, hang on, so bring left leg out and bend the right knee up. So we're coming into seated gait. Okay, so remember we're doing this for the twist. So you don't have to come over like this if you don't want to. We're doing it for the twist of the spine. So the twist of the spine is this. So just work into the pose, getting your spine straight. Then you can bring your right hand behind and push that down. So then you're lifting the spine out of the hip area. Then twist. If you feel comfortable to go deeper, just move that right hand away a little bit from behind you and bring the left hand on the right thigh or right shin and twist and hold there. Okay, so that's the main part of the pose. That's what we want to do. Coming over the top is just look cool. Get a deep stretch, obviously. You don't have to, particularly today. Just holding into this pose. It's perfect. It's just 2 minutes either side. So you can feel the hip flexors really opening here. We're getting a nice twist of the spine all the way up. The spine is just twisting like a spiral. So keep lifting up out of the hip area. Okay, so keep lifting that spine up and out. Just keep growing and growing. Lift up and lift up and twist. A minute to go. Up and twist. So 40 seconds. So you probably find that mentally the twists are the hardest to stay in. Pose. This for me, just there's so much happening in a a spine twist. So particularly when we're getting into other poses like legs out wide, working on the other joints and other areas of the body. So when you're ready, come back, bring the hands in front of you, shoulder blades together, and push up to the lengthening through the spine. That's it, then relax. So stretch that right knee out, get some blood flow through from the left and the left leg. Okay, so both hands in front, come up, lengthen through the spine. Then left hand behind, come up, twist. And if that's enough, hold there. We'll walk that left hand further back, and then the right hand comes around onto the shin, calf, or the thigh. Twist those shoulders around. You're going to find one a little bit better than the other. So this side is my worst side. I'm feeling it in the hip flexor, feeling it in the shoulders, feeling it in the upper back. So whereas the other side, I didn't feel any of that. A minute to go. Lifting up out of the hips. You want that spine out of the hips. Keep lifting up. Last 20 seconds. You're ready, come back nice and slow. Bring both hands in front. Push up, so out of the spine, and then relax. Bring that left leg in front. Straighten it out. Give it a shake. So our final pose is a twist, and it's deer pose. So grab your bolster or whatever you want to be comfortable in. Bring the left leg down, right knee comes underneath the left foot. Remember, you can open up the hips if you want, bring that knee away. Twist to the left-hand side. So again, lift up out of the hips, twist. Once you're set on your twist, once you feel that right hip come around, then come down into the pose. And relax, and there's all the tension, all the tense poses, all the intensity's gone. Just enjoy this. Remember, slow the breath down in this so you can really enjoy it. Nice stillness now in this pose. You're halfway through. Really beautiful pose to finish off and get the full amount of time, 3 minutes in this pose. I used to do a class in Binabara where they get 5 minutes either side in this pose, and people would come out drooling all over the bolsters. Sleep. It's a really nice pose just to sink into and just relax. And the benefits you're getting in this pose are enormous, particularly after all the deep stretching we've done today. This is just starting to relax everything, and you're getting as deep as you can go now in this twist. So the abdominal organs are loving this. Digestive system is loving it. And when you're ready, slowly come out. Untwist nice and slow. Switching over to the other side. And then just preparing, so lifting up out of the hips, twisting while your spine is nice and erect. Twist and then come down. So we're really squeezing two major muscles in the back here, the spinae erector muscle, which hold the spine up. So just by the name of that muscle, spinae erector, means our spine should be erect, so it should be straight. So when you're finding that something's happening in the spine and it's slouching, it's twisted or something like that, it's not the way it's supposed to be, but always go back to a straight spine if you allow it. This pose particularly works on those muscles. So today we worked on really nice twisting of the spine. So tomorrow's class will be lengthening of the spine. This will be lengthening the spine a lot tomorrow. Friday we'll be focusing on hips. So just tempting to do that. So just if you can't make it, you can do the replays. Just going to get really, really good yoga therapy throughout the week. Do at least the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday class, Friday class. And whatever class you hate the most, whether it's twisting, lengthening the spine, hips and hamstrings, that's the one you should do. It's probably, yeah, if it's all of them, you should do all of them. So another 50 seconds to go. You should be really relaxed now. Spine will feel amazing once you lay in Shavasana. When you're ready, slowly untwist. And then moving into the final pose, Shavasana, with about 3 or 4 minutes here. So make sure that if you've got to go and do something, try and lay here for at least 3 or 4 minutes after that spine twisting. So we twisted the spine like we twist a dirty rag. We really just twisted it. Detoxed a lot of areas, a lot of organs. It's time to just let go. So just focus on the breath now. Focus on the breath and the spine. It's a really nice visualization of filling up the spine with breath. So now we've twisted and we've used the spine a lot. Just focus on having an inhale and filling up the spine with air, just starting at the base of the spine. And exhale, releasing the air, and emptying the spine all the way from the top of the head down to the base of the spine again. So inhale, base of the spine, just visualize it filling up with air all the way to the back of the head. Hold the breath and release. So visualize the spine emptying. Just do that to nourish the spine after we spine some therapy. Now, just for a few more breaths, just change that to so hum. So inhale so, saying it mentally to yourself. Exhale hum. Inhale so. Exhale hum. Just changing the vibration of the mind now. And then while you're laying in Shavasana, just do the normal few things by just thanking yourself for getting here this morning, dedicating this time to your spine, doing all that work on this important part of the body. Thank yourself for that. And gratitude to someone or something, some event in your life that you're grateful for. It could be an event that's never happened yet, but it's about to. Grateful in advance. A person you've never met before. And start wiggling the toes and fingers. Rolling to the right hand side and taking a breath on the right hand side. And coming up into Sukhasana, comfortable seated pose. Remember, bring the palms together, thumbs to the middle of the chest or the sternum. Push into the chest slightly and lift the sternum up. So this should feel really good after manipulating the spine. So just lengthening through the spine, chin to chest. Thank you so much for being here this morning and allow me to take you through this wonderful spine stretching and strengthening series. A wonderful rest of the day. Namaste.